Yeah, street. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Yeah, okay. They said big kill streak, I wanna be like you. Wanna walk, wanna talk, get my knee like you. Goddamn.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Sean Ford, aka Big Kill Streak. You can check out my music on my other channel at Big Kill Streak, but that's only if you want to. Okay, so here I am because I'm being forced at this point to speak about this Joker 2 stuff, or Jokey Foley Dooley Doo, or whatever you want to call it. To preface all this, I love the first movie. The first movie was a breath of fresh air in cinema in general, just exploring the more psychological aspects of the Joker character. Of course, it's also kind of like a pseudo origin story. Don't mind my oh, wrong side, woman cooking in the background. It's like a pseudo origin story, almost. Just amazing cinematography, writing, etc., etc. So when you go and you watch Joker 2 the way that I did, just hoping and praying that it's not a musical, because that's like what I was hearing whispers of beforehand. And I'm like, maybe there's a few musical numbers in it, but a full-on musical, no way. That's exactly what it was. And I don't know why everyone's arguing about who gets what. You know, we've got one side, telling everybody, well, you just don't get it, and it's not for you, and etc., etc., which to me, starting off, is fucking such a ridiculous take. Am I to believe that the director is making the movie not for the audience? Now, I'll give a little merit to it, because I did hear something about the director not wanting to make a sequel in the first place. So maybe this was like his way of like, oh, they'll never ask me to make another sequel again after this, because let's say, all right, let's be retrospective here. The first movie makes a freaking $1 billion. Obviously, that comes with a lot of responsibility, extra offers, etc., etc. Maybe he just he doesn't feel like, excuse me, dealing with all that. He goes in with Joker 2. Let's say he just makes an amazing sequel. They'll never let him stop making them. And maybe he just was not wanting to have to make them. But on the other hand, looking at woke Hollywood, hate to use that term, but that's just what it is. Joker wasn't woke enough for them. Joker was a real movie, like an actual movie about something with a real message, with good action, good pacing, good storytelling. And they said, no, my friend, not woke enough. Put a woman in it, make it gay. I'm just kidding. But that's pretty much, one of the first things that happens, he kisses a guy. Let's be honest. But I'm just, making some small observations. Now, this video, I'm going to title it somewhere along the lines of, yes, it was bad, but you missed some things, or whatever I'm going to title it as. I noticed, of course, spoilers. I guess I forgot to say that. I'll put that in the title too. I noticed some things throughout the movie, and this is why the movie made me extra mad, because it wasn't like your traditional musical. I've seen Grease. I've seen West Side Story. I know of Hairspray. Haven't seen it. Different things like that. I can enjoy a well-made musical if the source material calls for it and the songs contribute to the story, which in this case, I do not feel like they did. I felt like they did exactly what they knew they were going to do because of people like myself. And I don't mean black people. I just mean people like myself. What I mean to say is, it was like they took the movie and then they interjected music in between different key points and I won't say key points, just different points, because some of the stuff was so pointless. But they did it in a way where it's like, oh, okay, I'm watching the movie. Music. Shit. More music. All right. I got to wait through the music to keep watching the movie. It's not like the music is contributing to the movie where I can continue to watch and enjoy when I'm watching. And that's a big part of the problem I had too. I heard Moist Critical say it, or Charlie, or whatever you end up calling him. He's got a couple different names. And that's the way I was feeling. The pacing of the movie was brought to a screeching halt. Halt. Every time they decided that it was time to sing, it's like, what the, like, I don't understand what the whole point was. I'm surprised they didn't have a musical number with the, let's be politically correct here, with the little person in the courtroom. But it was just like, to me, so ridiculous. They changed the origin of like Harley. They did a lot of different things that are irritating people. That also irritated me. And I just wanted to state those basic things before I got into the things you might have missed. So I think that was actually this was actually an origin story. While I don't believe it's the greatest origin story, and I did hear someone mention one thing about it, at the end where he is unalived by the guy in the psych ward, which I think was a setup. I don't think that was the guy. They cut to him a few times throughout the movie, and I had a feeling that was the direction they were going, because I'm just one of those guys who's like deciphering the story as it happens and kind of trying to guess what happens at the end, or what it means, or what's going on to the next thing. In the comics, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but in the comics, canonically, there are 3 Jokers. That's according to them. There are 3 Jokers in the comics, or in the comics. Okay. Joker number 1. This is my theory, by the way, but how it looks to me. Joker number 1 is our Joker, the one we're following throughout the movie. Joaquin Phoenix, OG Joker, that is an inspiration. Now, when I say an inspiration, I want you to very specifically remember that I said inspiration. Joker number 2, the gentleman, along with his friends who are wearing the masks, the driver at least. Joker number 2, he's the one who set off the car bomb. That's Joker number 2, because he was inspired by our Joker number 1. He set off the car bomb to free the Joker. Obviously, our Joker doesn't want to be Joker anymore, and he gets unalived. So, inspired. Joker number 1 is unalived. Joker number 2 sets off the car bomb. That's our mischievous bomb gas gang with a bunch of people behind him. Joker. There's Joker number 2. Joker number 3 is, ding, 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 you got it, the Joker who unalived him and made the markings on his face. Like I said, I think it was Nerdrotic that I watched, who mentioned, you can see very in the background, blurred out, etc., where he is making the scars on his face with the shank that he used to unalive our Joker number 1. Now let's keep track. Joker number 1 is our Joker, Mr. Joaquin Phoenix. Joker number 2 is Car Bomb Joker. Joker number 3 is Stabby Joker, who's actually psychotic. You know what I'm saying? That goes again back to the comics, like I mentioned. To me, this is almost like this is the origin story of the Joker, of the Jokers, because as I've said, canonically in the comics there's supposed to be 3 Jokers. I never dove too deeply into the reasoning behind the 3 Jokers thing in the comics, but that's what it is. We know this, or at least people who know this, and that's what I think they were setting up in that movie, in conjunction with all the slop that they threw in. Okay, there's keep on doing this. There's my cat right there. In conjunction with all the slop that they threw in there, and the singing, and the not so great story. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I thought the story would have been fine minus the singing. I heard a lot of people complain about the pacing of the story, the writing, etc. They took some liberties with the characters. Some of the writing wasn't great, but I think the story on its own without singing would have been fine. I mean, I liked the little bits of story we got in between for the most part, because I so enjoy watching Joaquin Phoenix play the character, but the singing, it's just the singing, dude. It was entirely too much of it, but I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it was on purpose, dude, because I don't feel like how could you make a movie that's like, I don't want to say like this bad, quote unquote, how could you make a movie like this and not know that, like, and again, like I said, I think he does know. He just know. Maybe he just did it on purpose. But yeah, that was just a few things I think everyone missed. And I'm sure you all saw, like, Harvey Dent. He gets his Two-Face. Then that's what I mean, taking liberties with the story. Harvey Dent is Two-Face. We all know this, or anyone who does know knows this. And of course, in the comics and the other movies, Harvey Dent is like, I forget if it was like, was it an explosion in the other movies? Or was it like acid or something that he gets the Two-Face, Two-Faceness from? I don't remember. But in this movie, the explosion in the courtroom is what burns his face and makes him Two-Face. Because you can see very obviously he's got scarring on one side of his face. Although it's not nearly as dramatic as a lot of the scarring is in other iterations of the character. I feel like they maybe should have scar him up a little bit more. He's Two-Face, supposed to be a little bit scary looking, like it's like the point. But yeah, just a little quick video to explain some things I think maybe people might have missed in conjunction with the absolute seething hatred that was building while you were listening to people sing and not make a movie. Yeah, people were leaving the theater while we were in there. There was barely anyone in there to begin with. Did I like the movie? I liked certain parts. But as a whole, like I told someone on Threads, probably one of the worst movies like I've ever seen, for various reasons. Not just to like, not just to shit on the movie, just to say like what could have been and what wasn't is absolutely a travesty. I think they threw Lady Gaga in this project, and she came in and said, "This all sucks. I'm gonna add songs to it." And they were like, "Okay, Lady Gaga, we want $1 trillion like you got on that other movie where you were singing and stuff, and we want a hit song to come out of the Joker." They're saying it's on pace to be as bad as fucking Morbius. So there you go. There's your Lady Gaga. Hey man, I just want y'all to have a fantastical day and night. Thank you.
These bitches, they be crazy saying everything. I don't want your love, I want a diamond chain. I don't want your heart unless it's chrome. Bitch, I be in my bag in this go yard. They like Nero, you the man, boy, you go hard. Sending shots right at these niggas like a postcard.